June 28, 2026. Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium, a nation that had never won a single World Cup knockout match in their entire history was about to write the greatest chapter in Canadian football ever. Their opponents South Africa Bafana had already made history just by being here. Their stunning win over South Korea was arguably the greatest moment in their entire international history. They were not here just to participate. They were hungry for more. But here's what made Canada's situation even more extraordinary. As a co-host of this 2026 World Cup, Canada became the first host nation in World Cup history forced to play a knockout game away from home soil. Their loss to Switzerland sent them to Los Angeles. Away from home, away from their fans, but not away from their belief. Coach Jesse Marsch had been clear before kickoff. Canada wanted to play aggressively from the very first minute. With 22 on-target attempts in the group stage tied with France and Germany for the most, this Canadian attack was no joke. But South Africa had other ideas. And for long stretches of this match neither side could find a breakthrough. Both teams were feeling each other out. Cautious, calculated, neither willing to make a mistake that could end their World Cup. Canada's battle-tested backline stood firm. Every challenge, every duel, every aerial ball, this was a war of nerves. And Canada refused to blink. 75th minute, the fourth official raised the board. And SoFi Stadium erupted. Alphonso Davies, Canada's captain, their heartbeat, their talisman, walking onto a World Cup pitch for the very first time in this tournament. He had missed every single group stage match with a hamstring injury. 3 games he could only watch from the sidelines. But now when it mattered most, he was here, and Davies wasted absolutely zero time showing why Canada needed him so badly. Within minutes of stepping on the pitch he threaded the best pass of the entire match. A perfect ball into the run of promise David. Golden chance, 1-on-1. The whole stadium held its breath. It went wide, so agonizingly close, but the message from Davies was crystal clear. Canada's captain was back, and he was ready. 90 plus 2 minutes, extra time was seconds away. Everything Canada had worked for was on the verge of going to 30 more grueling minutes. Eustáquio received the ball outside the box. He opened his body, he looked up, and he absolutely buried it into the bottom corner. Ronwen Williams had no chance. Canada had done it. The bench emptied. Every single player sprinted onto the pitch. The Canadian fans in Los Angeles lost their minds completely. And in the middle of it all, coach Jesse Marsch gathered every single one of his players into a huddle. And with tears in his eyes he told them exactly what they were. You guys are Canadian heroes. Canadian heroes. After years of hurt, after years of heartbreak, after 6 straight World Cup losses, Canada had their first ever World Cup knockout victory, and when the goal hero spoke after the match he said something that captured every single Canadian watching perfectly. We just kept believing. We just kept pushing. When I shot I felt everybody shot with me. Everybody put a little more power on it. He then broke down completely, dedicating the goal and the victory to his family. This is what football means. This is what this moment meant. And spare a thought for Ismaël Koné, injured, unable to play, watching from the stands as his teammates made history without him. But when that goal went in, every single Canadian player celebrated for him too. Because this victory belonged to every single person in that squad. Every single one. And thousands of miles away back home in Vancouver, thousands of Canadian fans who had